the station working for you. This is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
As an African American male, I think it's imperative that we step up.
Tonight, a Hoosier on the front lines of the fight against COVID is sharing his experience getting vaccinated to hopefully inspire those who look like him to do the same. Thanks for joining us here at 11 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. Data on the state's vaccination dashboard shows so far African Americans have a disproportionately lower vaccination rate than other groups.
WRTV's Cornelius Hawker spoke with a man who hopes to change assumptions about the vaccine.
Christopher Randolph's message is crystal clear.
African Americans, go take the shot.
He understands some African Americans don't trust the healthcare system because of things that have happened in the past, like the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. But Christopher thinks the Black community needs to put the pandemic into perspective.
I think it's important that we ascertain that this is a different time and it's a different situation. Conspiracies are always going to be there. So that's my thing. I'm a conspiracy buster.
Numbers from the state show African Americans make up just under 4% of all the vaccinations that have been given out in Indiana, while making up 10% of the state's population. That's something Christopher hopes he can help change by telling his story. He's received both shots because of his job as a chaplain at a local hospital. Being in that job really showed him why getting vaccinated was so important.
I'm a chaplain, so I'm right there at the critical times. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I've been in 3 combat wars. I have not seen as many deaths.
Christopher has also seen the impact of COVID in his personal life. His wife Carmen dealt with COVID-19 back in the spring, and she's still dealing with some of the side effects.
I get sad by just seeing how it affected her when she had it. And so my wife was like just laying around for weeks. And that was hard, in itself, to see it.
From his personal experiences through his job and with his wife, Christopher hopes he can help convince his community to get vaccinated, ask questions if they have any, and make sure they realize what could happen if they don't take the steps to protect themselves.
See, this is the thing. It's deadly. It's deadly.
Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
And early in the pandemic, officials in Marion County worked to place COVID testing sites in predominantly African-American neighborhoods. We reached out to see if the department is doing the same for vaccine access. They said in part, right now, their efforts are focused on education and making sure there's understanding about what the vaccine is and the benefit it provides.
Democratic lawmakers are calling on federal health officials to address racial disparity in vaccine access. Indiana is not alone when it comes to data showing that non-white Americans who are eligible to get the vaccine are not receiving it in a proportion to their share of the population. 3 lawmakers from Massachusetts sent a letter to the acting Health and Human Services Secretary saying the agency must work with states, municipalities, and private labs to collect and publish demographic data of vaccine recipients. Something to keep in mind in all of this, so far a little over 500,000 Hoosiers have received the first dose of the vaccine. That's about 7% of the state's population.